Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our NFL Week 13 preview between the San Francisco 49ers and the St. Louis Rams. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the 49ers.
What Colin Kaepernick brings to the table as the starter for the San Francisco 49ers is the ability to get outside of the pocket and still have the ability to hit big plays downfield with that strong right arm. This week versus the St. Louis Rams, look for these guys to go more of a twin set to isolate the tight ends on the safeties and linebackers. That's their big play. They love to go to the tight ends deep down the field and not the wide receiver. So I look for more of a twin set to get the tight ends involved early before they go back to the wide receivers. Defensively, we always talk about the linebackers, and I think they will play a heavy role this week versus the St. Louis Rams. You look at Ahmad Brooks on the outside, bringing the pressure, does a great job in coverage as well, and also Navarro Bowman. Those are the two guys I want to highlight being important to the game plan. The short to intermediate coverage will be key versus the Rams. You got to take that away. The Rams want to dink and dunk their way down the field and then take timely shots deep. So the linebackers in pass coverage will be key. Look for those two guys that have huge roles this week as they take on Sam Bradford in that passing attack. Now let's move over to the Rams in this ball game, and you look at what worked in the first meeting. They were able to spread the field and attack the individual matchups. The Rams do have solid personnel, maybe not great, but they do have solid, productive personnel, guys like Austin Pettis. And if Danny Amendola is going to be back 100%, then that's even better for their offensive attack. But I do think they can go back to that spread and still run out of those spread formations. But they need guys like Lance Kendricks to step up. They need Brandon Gibson to step up and make some more plays. But I like what I see out of Pettis. I like what I see out of a healthy Amendola. Look for the Rams, to go to 3, 4, and sometimes empty sets to widen out that pressure and attack the individual matchups. Let's go inside the lab and look at that defense and see how they can protect themselves versus the San Francisco 49ers over route.
One of the staples in the 49ers passing game is the over route. They love to run it with either the tight end or a wide receiver, and that usually gets a team in a lot of problems trying to cover it, and they usually run it in tough situations like second and long or third and long or even third and short. They love to run it over route to hit big plays down the field because the 49ers really don't throw deep to the receivers. They throw deep to the tight ends, and here's how the Rams can protect themselves versus the over route. You see how we have it drawn up. They usually run it off of play action because that's going to get flow going the way they want it to go. And you have the receiver usually tight 3 by 1, 3 yards off, 1 yard back, and he's usually going to split the safeties. He's going to try to run deep down the middle of the field, and they're going to sneak this tight end underneath and bring him over, and this is where they want to hit him, and this is usually a big play, and they run your clear out route, try to pull a safety. The way the Rams can defend this is using a quarters, half coverage. That puts the cornerback right here, getting a good physical bump on his wide receiver, running with him 5 to 7 yards, then releasing, and then drifting a little bit back into a zone back here. That helps protect him versus this over route, and you have to trust your free safety to get over top this streak down the field. 9 times out of 10, they won't go to this guy, so you could pretty much cover him with the free safety. They want to hit the tight end, or they'll either bring the tight end up this way and bring the wide receiver over and try to hit the receiver on the over route. Same rules apply. Quarter, half. You have the backer going to the flat to protect yourself against the back right there, and you have your corner dropping back in quarters coverage just in case something is going this way, and also he can rally up and make the tackle on the back if they want to hit the fullback out of the flat. But like I said before, if they want to go to the tight end, this is their big play. This is where they get gangs and yards of completions and gangs of yards, if that makes sense, with their passing game. They never go to the receiver running streaks. They always go to the over route, or they go to the guy going down the middle. So quarter, half can help the Rams better defense the 49ers staple play in those tough situations. If they can do that, they take away at least a third of the 49ers passing attack.
I think Michael Crabtree is an X factor for the 49ers. His ability to get off bump press is going to be huge because that way the receivers can get the ball early and it opens things up for the tight ends underneath. So look for Crabtree to be an X factor. For the Rams, third down offense, you have to stay on the field and maximize your possessions versus San Francisco, and you can't do that if you're getting in backed up situations. Steven Jackson, Darrell Richardson, the passing game, everyone has to be a part of moving the football on those early down and distances so that way the Rams can stay on the field. Now here's some of my coaching points for both teams in this matchup. For the Rams, you have to dictate tempo. They did a great job of doing that in the first meeting, and that's why they were almost victorious. And you have to communicate defensively. We talked about the over-route and how you defend that. And 3 first downs per possession. 1, it flips field position, and it also puts you in position to score points. And for the 49ers, you have to attack vertically with the wide receivers, not the tight ends. A-gap pressure versus Sam Bradford disrupts the timing and gets the trash in his face, and you have to win the openers. We talk about first quarter and third quarter. You got to win the openers of the half if you plan to knock off the St. Louis Rams. I like the 49ers in this ball game. Right now, they're playing on a different level with their passing attack, and I like what I see so far from Colin Kaepernick. I think their defense is one of the best in the league, staying aggressive. The Rams will be game, common opponent, divisional opponent, but I look for the 49ers to win this game by going to the wide receivers deep down the field and less of the tight end. So look for the wide receivers to play a huge role in the 49ers knocking off a divisional opponent. And I want to give a huge shout out to 49er fan forums and Ram fan forums for always showing football game plan support.